Good evening. Friday night. Another hard day of work in the books. Just been going back, looking over my profile. You know what I find amazing? I find amazing as I sit here in this truck. I really love this 2500. This is an awesome truck. 2005 Chev Silverado. Got this thing for a song. But anyways, this isn't about the truck. What's interesting is just been watching Facebook all day, on and off as I'm working here. And the one video I posted last night about federal court in Marinette County, man, that thing's pushing 7,000 views. Now either there are a lot of people paying attention to the bullshit going on in the family system, in my story specifically, or that's my ex-wife and her attorney watching this thing over and over and over again, which I'd be perfectly fine with, because I am not ashamed of anything I said. But that just brings some other things to light. I'm going to do one more fairly quick video here about the Marinette, the Wisconsin court system in general, when it comes to family matters. And because my time's been wasted, my money's been wasted, and here I sit again. Here I sit wanting time with my son. The court's fully aware. I have filed hundreds of documents, motions, and everything else. Her attorney's aware. The only one not playing ball is Stacy, because she just wants to erase Dad from the picture. But the interesting thing about the family court system is, do you guys out there know the difference between a commissioner and a judge? Well, and I'm not a lawyer, but I've got a fair amount of experience here with the family system. And basically the commissioners, from what I understand, want to take off a lot of the load from the judges, just kind of like an apprentice would in the automotive world. And then the judges are kind of reserved for whatever. It doesn't matter which one I've been in front of. I've been in front of the judge in this county for this divorce matter the least, because usually it's the commissioner. But let me tell you, and pay attention, fathers out there, if you're going through some bullshit, because even if you go in front of a Commissioner Calgren, if she's still up there, because I've had some not so good court hearings with her. One story comes to mind where, and this just shows you the mindset that the family court system has. It was said in court on the record at one point by Calgren that if a guardian ad litem is appointed and they don't piss off at least one of the parents, hopefully both, they're not doing their job. Now, you know, the family court system should be about the parents, the kids, and the family unit. Not about pissing off a parent, not about making somebody angry. It should be about doing the right goddamn motherfucking thing. And that statement that she made just sticks in my head. That's utter and complete bullshit. And that just shows you the mindset of the family court system. Well, let me tell you, and again, for fathers out there and mothers, I guess, whoever's listening, you know, one thing they hate specifically in this county, they hate the word Denovo. Look that up. Denovo is when you go in front of a court commissioner and you don't agree with their ruling. And it can be a written decision. It can be a verbal decision. It can be any decision the court commissioner made. And I tell you what they really hate is when you de novo anything you've done in front of the court commissioner, which, you know what? They've wasted a ton of my time, effort, and money, and I still don't have my son. And I am a good father. I am a good person. The things I'm doing here with my business, they prove it. The people that know me know me. But Denovo, look it up. You ever go in front of Calgren or any one of those commissioners in this state, and you don't like it, Denovo it. You'll get a chance in front of the judge. Chances are the judge is going to err on the side with whatever, but it's a new hearing, basically. And it's a new hearing in front of a judge. And I got a couple of stories behind that. I Denovoed one, and guess what? Not only does Calgren's attitude when it comes to dealing with family matters, it's shitty. I've been in front of her a number of times. Now I won't have to be because she's recused herself, thank God. But when I went in front of her, she treated you like shit. She treated you like garbage. She's yelling at you all the time. That's not an impartial person overseeing the case. That's not hearing the evidence and going from there. They never want to hear the evidence. They only want to focus on the false allegations, the narrative, and a good story, which I tell you, my ex-wife Stacy's got. But de novo. I've de novoed many hearings. In fact, I went in front of Court Commissioner Evans from Oconto County, and before he even spoke, I said de novo. And guess what? I got to go in front of the judge. So you want to piss them off? I de novo a couple of hearings, especially if you don't agree with their answer. Doesn't mean you're going to get a fair shot, but at least you get a chance to go in front of a judge. And judges, from my experience, the good old boys club, attorneys like Goldman and Coggins and all these other attorneys that go out and party together and do everything together and just are friends, and it's not about the clients, it's not about the family unit. It's their job, and some of them do a shitty job, but you go and you do that, and I'm telling you that if you go on Goldman's page, he's talking about de novo. But the difference between Goldman and me, he's looking for extra money because he's an attorney and that's how he makes his living. But other people, not so much. I'm sure there's good attorneys out there that do things good, but again, de novo, look it up. I'll keep citing statutes. I'll tell you what the court in Marinette County really hates is they hate a pro se litigant that comes in there with statutes ready and stuff like that and done a little research, and then they still trample your rights at the end of the day. But because again, and you watch after this video goes out, there'll be some changes in the Wisconsin law. I would find that very funny and interesting, because that's how things work. They'll change the law when they think something's being abused or whatever, but they won't change the law when a woman abuses it time and time again, making false allegations, pandering to the system, a gender bias court system, where the guy doesn't get a fair shake and all that stuff. They won't change those laws. What it should be is it should be 50-50 out of the gate, custody, placement. False allegations, there should be, and I've heard this before from some other guys on YouTube and all that and Reels. There's a guy out of Tennessee, Cry Wolf Registry. You know, there should be a Cry Wolf Registry in Wisconsin and Michigan, because I've talked to plenty of customers that have been through that system, dealt with PPOs, dealt with restraining orders, all based on false allegations. And it ties up the police. Don't get me wrong. I got a bad taste in my mouth with Marinette County Sheriff and the way I've been treated and harassed with the CPS calls and everything else. But at the end of the day, if they wanted to save themselves time and effort, they'd start lobbying to change laws. They'd start treating fathers with respect. They'd start changing things out of the gate when it comes to the family system. It wouldn't be the preponderance of the alleged evidence. It would be based on fact and conclusions and truth, and not just false allegations. That's the type of shit that needs to change in this state and this county specifically. And if I've got my way one way or another, again, I can say federal court till I'm blue in the face. It's coming. It's coming. But again, just wanted to throw some more inklings out there, because this stuff's getting views by somebody, whether it's the sheriff or the ex-wife and her attorney or God knows who. But my story is going to continue to come out, and I have gotten a raw deal, and all I want is time with my son Jackson at the end of the day. I would love to talk to my son. I haven't talked to him in over a year, and it fucking stings. It fucking stings right here. And one way or another, whether it's helping other fathers or doing things out there to help other people going through this bullshit, just remember, de novo. One thing Calgren and Miller, if she's even on the bench, and Morrison, they fucking hate de novo. I'll tell you that. And I'll just leave you with the one thing I was getting with Calgren is, I had filed a ton of paperwork over the last year leading up until now, and she actually denied a de novo. Now, I've read through statutes and all that, and the purpose of a de novo, again, You don't like the court commissioner's ruling, so you get a new hearing in front of a judge. That's what the law states. That's Wisconsin statute. That seems to be the only thing they pay attention to. But it was interesting when Calgren sent me, and I have it in writing. I can go dig it up. It's filed in the court paperwork. She denied my request for a de novo. Now tell me how that is not the most crooked fucking bullshit you've ever seen. Because the statute states it's a new hearing in front of a judge over a court commissioner's ruling. How the fuck can a court commissioner deny you that request? Per Wisconsin statute. I'll leave you all with that tonight because it's been a good day. It's been a good day. And I am just surprised at how these videos are blowing up, especially the family stuff. But I got more to state. More coming with how she's used the medical, used Bellin, used a psychologist that she's friends with. She's collecting SSDI on a kid that has been diagnosed with high functioning autism, going to a normal school in Ashwaubenon. Tell me how all that adds up. How the hell do you collect SSDI on a kid that's going to a normal school, passing grades, got an IEP and stuff, but again, my ex-wife, and she's perfectly capable of working full time, I'll tell you that. But she chooses to be poor. She chooses not to collect the benefits and everything else. So, again, we'll call it with that because it's been a really good Friday, and hopefully I'll have some videos tomorrow on some car stuff. But remember, Denovo, they love it. They really love it when you say Denovo and write it down before you even leave, before the court commissioners even opened his mouth. So they want to keep messing with me. I'll just keep putting this information out there. And again, I'm not an attorney, but that's what I've read in the statute, and that's what I've done, and that's my experience. So make it a great Friday, and we'll talk to you all later.